जैसे ही कुछ इंटीमेशन आए तुरंत आपको रिस्पॉन्ड करना है।
उससे क्या होगा, बहुत सारी मीटिंग्स में अदरवाइज लोग आ नहीं पाते थे। जैसे कोई दूर जगह जाना है तो एक दिन जाने का, एक दिन आने का, और
जी
इस
जी।
तरह से 2-3 दिन लगते थे। अब कोई कहीं से है, ऑनलाइन जुड़ जाता है, उसका कंट्रीब्यूशन हो जाता है और मीटिंग फटाफट होती
ठीक बात। ये तो पॉजिटिव है।
है। हम बहुत सारी मीटिंग्स ऐसे ही करते हैं। यूएचओ के अलावा भी बहुत सारी मीटिंग्स होती है जिसमें नहीं जा पाते थे, कहते भाई ऑनलाइन जुड़ जाए।
जी 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 जी।
एक हम पर्यावरण संरक्षण गति का काम देखते हैं, उसकी सारी मीटिंग ऑनलाइन ही करते हैं, लोगों को जोड़
जी जी।
पर्यावरण को लेके। तो
बहुत ही
और
बढ़िया।
एक यूनिवर्सिटीज को लेके ग्रुप बना हुआ जिसको मैं हेड करता हूँ, तो उनकी सारी मीटिंग ऑनलाइन करते, ऑनलाइन डिसीजन लेते, ऑनलाइन मीटिंग करते।
हाँ हाँ हाँ। नहीं, खैर
तो
अपॉर्चुनिटी तो बहुत खुली है, बहुत।
बहुत
ठीक बात है। तो हमको एक बार चेक करना है कि इस मीटिंग में, इस शेयरिंग सेशन में कौन कौन एक्सपेक्टेड है और हम लोग आ गए हैं कि नहीं। तो
ठीक है।
एक शेयरिंग तो
मैं आज अजमेर के रास्ते में था। अजमेर में कल एक यूएचवी का 3 दिन का एफडीपी है।
अच्छा।
तो मैंने रास्ते में गाड़ी रोक ली है साइड में।
जी जी जी। बढ़िया, बहुत अच्छा। ठीक है।
सेंट्रल
एक,
सेंट्रल इंस्टीट्यूट में है।
हाँ जी हाँ जी सर, एक ही लक्ष्य है, एक ही कार्यक्रम है बस।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। बाकी काम हो गए ना।
जी जी जी। जी सर। जी। तो बीटीयू से शेयरिंग के लिए तो सर हैं, सर बात आप ही रखेंगे या कोई और रिप्रेजेंट करेगा रखते हुए।
मैं ही रखूंगा। प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं है आज, तो बात ही करेंगे। बाद में
जी
प्रेजेंटेशन बन रहा है, तो
जी।
रियल जब होगा तो प्रेजेंटेशन की कुछ स्लाइड्स।
बहुत अच्छी बात, बहुत अच्छी बात। एक और मुझे कंफर्म करना है, शिक्षा व अनुसंधान यूनिवर्सिटी से कौन रख रहा है, तारा भैया।
जी दीदी नमस्ते। नमस्ते टू
जी
एवरीवन। हाँ, from our university, Swayambra ma'am will keep the presentation.
हाँ, सो
Mm.
प्लीज
She,
कॉल हर।
she is confirmed. She will be joining. By that time, I am also confirming. Yeah.
Okay, fine, fine. And three individual sharings are also due. So let me ask you to volunteer to call them also, Dr. Vanchana ji, Supraja ji, and Mirulanini ji. Are they here? No.
No, Didi, Vanchana ji and others are not there.
Yes,
Only Tara Bhaiya, you and Charan sir is there.
yes, yes. So let us confirm, RP Bhaiya, let us make one call to at least, confirm whether they are coming or not. Because in schedule, this is mentioned, sharing from Vanchana ji, Supraja ji, and Mirulani ji. Namaste, Manisha ji, welcome.
Namaste, Didi.
Namaste, how are you?
Very fine, Didi. What about you?
Yeah, here
Yes,
also all okay.
yes, Didi. You are busy from the morning. We all are busy, but you are
Yeah, we
in
all
the
are busy.
yes, yes,
Personally,
Today must
Vanchana
be
ji,
fasting also, Manisha
yes,
ji.
Didi.
You
Yes,
also have
Didi.
fast.
Yes, yes, yes.
Nice. Good.
Yes. So here we'll have sharings in all the
Yeah,
content.
we are having sharing here, and Charan sir is here to represent BTU. For Shiksha Anusandhan, Swayam Prabha ji is okay. is expected to join soon. Here the message is Vanchana ji is also joining soon, but we need to coordinate with Supraja ji and Mirulanini ji for their sharing.
Okay, they have their individual sharings, na? I can send them message. They will join.
Ji, ji,
Ji.
ji.
Okay.
Thank you.
Namaste, Charan sir.
नमस्ते.
Sir, best wishes.
जी.
Sir is on the way to Ajmer for a workshop going to start from tomorrow onwards.
Sir is joining from car then. That's
Yes.
so this is the commitment. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
truly, truly.
Yes,
Charan
Swayambhava
sir
will
would
be
like
joining
you.
in few minutes. So I think if things are okay, we will not take much time of Charan sir. We can start. Ji.
So it's 2 o'clock right now. So let me welcome you all available here to start with. So let me greet formally Charan sir. Very good afternoon, sir. Welcome you in this meeting. Um, I welcome Tara Prasanna ji, RP Singh ji, Manisha Gupta ji is also in this particular sharing session. Here in this particular sharing session, 2 sharings from institutions and 3 individual sharings are scheduled. Let me tell you that for institutional sharing, 20 minutes for sharing, 7 minutes for question and answer, and 3 minutes as transition period that is due. For individual sharing, we have total 10 minutes, 7 minutes for sharing, then 2 minutes for question and answer, and 1 minute for taking or for shifting another one to another one. So as we see, value education is not merely a concept, rather a process to understand and live. Human living is reflection of his understanding and learning. And behind every learning, certainly there will be some understanding. So understanding is in the center of human conduct. Education needs to facilitate mainly understanding part based on which learning, that is skill, and living that is behavior, will be definite in form of expression outside. In case education doesn't succeed strengthening understanding part, humans start living by assuming, which might be right or maybe wrong too. Assumption-based living reflects in form of indefinite behavior or nuisance, as we are witnessing nowadays. This value education facilitates right decision-making and definite living at every level of being, be it personal or professional. In this particular session, we are going to hear from educational institutions what they are doing as initiative for their own transformation, for their team's transformation, and for societal transformation with this value education, value-based education, and which is going to be reflected in value-based living. Let me invite very first to share the development happened during the tenure of Professor Charan, Professor H.D. Charanji, um, who were VC at Bikaner Technical University. At his time, what developments taken place at BTU, which is recognized as nodal center of Rajasthan or NWR2. So let me invite Charan sir to share the developments of BTU taken place in his tenure with his personal sharing also. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a very long experience, making it short, depending on time, of course. Before appointed as the Vice Chancellor, I was Dean Academic at other institute. So where, after knowing about value education, I insisted and tried to convince Vice Chancellor of that university to start with this course as a mandatory course. I find a lot of difficulties to pursue the people to agree with the content. First of all, they agree with the subject, then content. After a lot of persuasion, people agree with the subject. When the matter of content comes, then they started adding some new things. Some has told that environment is very important. Supreme Court has told so some content of environment is to be added. Someone told that this uh, disaster management is also very important, and Supreme Court is telling so some part of disaster management to be added. So after a very long deliberation, starting from Board of Studies, Academic Council, though I was the dean, but the final outcome in the form of a content was not same as being expected as we had already in PTU and AKTU. Anyway, we started this, but it was the time when AICT has not made it mandatory, so it was a difficult time. At the same time, I was dean, not a vice chancellor. Then 2018, when I got a chance to be a vice chancellor of a university, which was having almost more than 70 colleges. So I had not exactly everything about value education, still learning, but I was knowing that this is a very important course. I should start it. So after joining the university, I told the Board of Studies to change the syllabus scheme and find out a place that this course is to be added. Of course, it was a new university. I was a new vice chancellor, so there was no much resistance from them. And finally, course was introduced. So first of all, I felt very happy that I have introduced the course, which I could not do in the forum where I was earlier. But after a few days, I realized that who will teach it? If teacher is not prepared, then it will be something ornamental course. So just come in the next session, during summer vacation, I planned a workshop on the teachers. I had one residential college, constituent college. So by order, I asked almost all the faculty members to join the 8 days workshop. And our central team was very much helpful to me, very much generous to me that they given the time that your workshop will be conducted at your university, because that was the time online workshop was not uh, popular or not there at all. So all the faculty were asked to join, but there was a resistance within. On the very first day, I'm telling you what the situation we had and on the universities, on the colleges, what the situation where this course or this type of practice is not there. Almost all the similar situation is there. So on the very first day, we started the course. When in the morning session I was there for 2 hours. When I came back after lunch, I got a phone from my dean that all number of people are standing outside. That generally happens in the workshop for faculty development of other type. Then I went back, convinced them to be there. At night, one faculty rang me up. He was the next to seniors, number 2 in the college. He rang me up and then told that, sir, I will not be joining course tomorrow. I asked him the reasons, and he started telling that apart from other things, he told me that I am feeling awkward there and feeling insulted. I thought, why do you feeling insulted? That junior faculty are telling me that you are such a senior person, and now this vice chancellor, new vice chancellor has come. He is also almost of your age, and he is now asking you to learn the values in this age. That is so you don't have the values earlier. So I am feeling very much insulted. I convinced him at least half an hour at night. and told him that you be there for at least 2 days. And after 2 days, you feel that this is not useful to me, then you can leave. He promised us coming 2 days, sincerely I attend, I sincerely listen it, and then I sincerely come back and report it. After 2 days, not only he, that other people who were generally not coming and sitting outside, they also realized that this is really important to learn, not only to teach, but important to learn in life. That senior person told me that I was never considering my junior to be talk, and in this discussion, I was thinking that they are such a junior person, what to talk to them. Now I realize that this is the family where we are living. And very surprising, that was the college where there is no transfer. Whole life they are required to be there. So this is the situation almost everywhere, where this course started and people started learning here. So this is the starting point where I feel that what is the situation, how it can be molded. Then I made it mandatory to all the faculty members and faculty members, whether they are teaching it or not to teaching it, they have to go for this course. So almost during my tenure, if I consider total all 70 colleges, almost 40% faculty has undergone this course. So there I find that faculty involvement is the key point there. If faculty learn it, feel the commitment and do it, this becomes a miracle there. Then came a time of COVID. It was 2000. Now my faculty member who has undergone this course, they realize that the students who are at their home and very much afraid of their career, very much tense about the career, what will happen when the exam will take place. And everyone is, of course, talking about their seriousness, and they are afraid of all this. They thought that let me talk about the value education. So they came to me, our 25 faculty members, they came to me and said, we will take the workshop, online workshop to the students. I told them it's very difficult to take online workshop. You all are not trained to that much. You have done only one workshop, or some of them has done two workshops. So it will be difficult. And they told me, give us 1 month time, we'll prepare ourselves and then let you know. I told, okay. During this 1 month, almost 25 faculty members, they prepared themselves. They were having the meeting online. They were presenting various topics. They have taken the various topics and they prepared themselves. After their preparation, they have started taking workshop for the students. Since students were at home, so their younger elder brother sister were also allowed to join, and even parents were requested to join. So that moment, very first one workshop was completed, second was completed. Then they had a great enthusiasm to see from not from the students, but from parents also. They were joining, participating. Their younger and junior sister brothers were also joining and participating, giving their experience, sharing. And they shared with me that a lot of enthusiasm and appreciation for the program. Then I also learned some of the sharing. One of the parents were telling that we were not knowing whether what university is teaching about their skill and the courses they are supposed to do, but what this value education course we have seen through this online workshop, we are very much sure that you are teaching them to be a good human being. So we are very much thankful to you. And was one of the mother of the student was very happy and sharing with loudly that you are doing very well. So here I realized that the commitment of teacher or learning of the teacher and their responsibility, realize the responsibility is the key issue, the major issue. And through this workshop, they have attained almost 8,000 students. Workshop for 200 each, 150, 200 each. They have gone for the almost 8,000 students. And they have decided that almost all students will go through the workshop. Of course, regular course is there, but at the same time, workshop will be conducted for them. So this was the commitment of teachers. Now, since they had from different colleges all across the state of Rajasthan, so then they have taken the responsibility that one college will take a responsibility of one school adjoining to them. So one college, one school. So that college has taken the responsibility. They have gone to the school, selected the school, and started taking UHV workshop there. Now, teacher from school were very much happy to know that this is the content. When college education is doing it, we should at the school level. This is very important that we should take it up. So in this way, they have also taken the advantage of their colleges, and they have started this course. So here, of course, lot of experience, but very important. I find that the faculty members, when they realize their responsibility, their role, and at the same time they realize that their domain is very large. It's not limited to uh, only to a classroom teaching the course, the content of the technical course. Beyond that, what type of student we are producing, what type of the student we are required to see in the society, what of the society we see through this, what transformation we see in the society, that can be taken up by the teachers. So large number of teachers, they realize it, they did it. So I was very much happy that as a vice chancellor, I need not to ask them for one work again and again. Whatever responsibility they have it assigned, they were readily, very eagerly were doing it. One example, before this studying course, I really surprised to know always wherever I go, I put this that two faculty members of the same departments, they wanted to join a workshop outside that Bikaner in Jaipur. So one of them came to me and asked for the allow to join workshop. I allowed him. What is the permissible? Either go by train or a bus. Then next day, another faculty from same department came and asked me that I will going joining that course. So kindly allow me. I was knowing that that college, that university is not in Jaipur. It's 40 kilometers away from Jaipur. So I thought it will be very difficult for them to go from railway station to the university and back. So I asked my the account section whether these two people can be allowed to travel through a car taxi. So he told me when these two faculty members are joining, we can allow him. So I issue an order that these two faculty will, rather than going railway or a bus, they will hire a taxi and we will permit the taxi. So after issuing this order, the first faculty came to me and asked me, sir, what are you doing? You are asking me to go with this another fellow traveling with this. I will never travel. I will not go. I'll go by a simple ordinary bus, or I will not go. I thought I have done in favor of you. So anyway, he refused to either he'll join or he will not go by this taxi. After some time, another person also came and they told that I will not join. I will not travel this person. So this is the situation with the teacher themselves, where whole life they have to remain on the same place, non-transferable service. Now, teacher has got this sort of behavior, then what will be reflected to the students? So there are a lot of similar experience at Bikaner Technology, and lot of transformation I see through the teachers, from teachers to the students. Any of the same has gone to the parents to some extent, and then of course we were able to put the schools where this course was very much appreciated. And that director of that school education asked me, if you want to have it, prepare the video, we will offer the all the services of our video, our studio available with us. So this is how people respond to the all such good things. So I think the teacher is a key point. The may be weak or may be strong. So if teacher is a strong, take this responsibility, then apex body simply, of course, allow the course, make the provisions, but bringing these provisions to the student or finally to the society, only teacher can do. So this is how from my side. So any query, anything they can ask me if I possible.
Okay, thank you, Charan sir. Your sequential efforts owning senior positions is truly commendable, sir. Moreover, your sincerity to understand the proposals at your own end first and then to motivate others to understand, that is truly appreciable. So, as sir is also willing, So if we want to share our reflections on his sharing or ask some question, delegates are here. So you are welcome to ask questions or share your reflections, please. You can unmute and ask. Namaste, Jyoti ji. Welcome.
Namaste, Didi. Namaste.
How are you?
Sir, I am good. How are you?
But yeah, at your institute also, it's in infancy. It's going to be started. So you also can reflect or ask if you are willing for. And Taraji is probably willing to say something.
Namaste, Charan sir. Namaste to everyone. Sir, it is my personal query that being associated with so many activities, so many roles and responsibilities, how do you, see this UHB content into full extent? How did you find time to get this content, go through, then putting this content in your living as well as putting this content ahead beyond other universities, means beyond your institute, other institutes, and many other places. So can you please put your views on that?
Yeah. Actually, when I asked my teachers to go for the workshop, that too in summer in the Bikaner, very painful. It was painful experience for them. But after the workshop, I realized that I haven't gone through any workshop. It's not fair to tell other faculty members that you join the workshop. Then I went to IIT Kanpur 8 days workshop. Since 9 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock. Switch off with mobile switch off everything. Of course, being a vice chancellor, it was difficult to switch off the mobile, remain there. My dean and principal were also there. I took them to them. Once I have gone through that workshop, then my confidence level increases that when I can do in this situation where a lot of responsibilities are with me, then any other person can do it. Now, rather, this UHV has helped me to channelize the work in the way, say, the person who has gone through the workshop, whatever responsibility I assign to him in terms of academy as responsibility concerned with the students, I need not to bother to pursue them because their sincerity level was commitment level certainly was to my satisfaction, and they were doing their work on. So in that way, I was almost free once assigned the work, and I had been asking the reporting only the time which I have given to them. Say I feel that the work they required 3 days to complete. I will not ask every day how work is going on, how much we have done. I'll ask only the fourth day, no 3 days even. So that way, my whole time is being channelized. I was almost free, almost tensionless. I find the other principals and directors and vice chancellor, they were going with the stick and every time issuing notice to the faculty members. I need not to do that. I told you go through the work. So you find that some person is not working well, I'll ask him to join the workshop. All the people from the private institute, they joined and they finally told me that our principal is not allowing us to do work. I'll conduct a workshop of the principals. Situation was very comfortable. And principal told that the owner is not, of course, comfortable, is not. Then I conducted the workshop for the owners also. So everything become very comfortable, very commendable in that way. So I had a lot of time to do my work. This is my of course work of choice. So I had a time. I never miss any workshop or any meeting or any commitment of UHV since then. So that way, everything is become much more easier rather than increasing the work. That's what I realized. At home is at home similar is the same situation. If you understand, let others to understand, then things become simpler.
Yes, sir. And it is always.
Remember in the morning when I rang him up, he was the faculty US taking workshop USD. So when I asked him, "How are you, Rajesh?" Then he told me, "Sir, everything has become very comfortable after going through USB." So this was this was the answer he has given. He told me
True, sir.
even both सहज हो गया है सब आनंद आनंद है. So that is actually very important. So
True,
that's how.
true, sir. Yeah. And it is your suggestion, guidance to many other institute and many other platforms are also very helpful. And we are truly grateful to you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, we are now of course joining at not national but even international level. My sincere advice to all people at Apex body is they should try this workshop. I'm not telling you directly apply this course. They should try in the sense they put there some faculty members, they learn it and ask them what is the content. Once their faculty are convinced, then start it. So their situation, whole situation in their situation within their campus, within their university will be very much different. So this is my sincere submission to all the senior people here joining him here, or the faculty members, that they should once join the workshop and then make their decisions. Generally, people think that there is nothing to tell about this. Everyone, wherever we go and talk, people are telling we have started this course, we are going this Indian knowledge system, we are have the value education course. When we go through the content, that's all everything is mixed up. So they wanted to do it, but the direction is not clear. So if they join this course, have their own experience, come out with this, certainly it will be useful.
Yes, sir. Guidance from people like you and nodal centers like Centers AKGEC, they definitely will come up in all kind of inputs for the institutes or universities, not only in India, but also across the globe. Certainly, I believe so. And your commitment level is visible. And you have been with us since morning, and even while traveling, you have found time to halt and make this event happen. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sir, and thank you, sir. And as you are saying, I'm getting it very right that once I consider why, when I get something valuable, na, I invest my best into it. And then after, naturally, it becomes motivation for others to follow it or to receive it. So that way you are proceeding. Very good to hear. Means the development directly from you, sir. Thank you so much. And probably we will listen BTU's presentation in more systematic manner, means in form of presentation in next rehearsal, which is due in next month.
Sure.
As you told, that is in progress. So we are expecting it in next rehearsal, sir. Thank you
Sure.
so much. Thanks for sparing your precious time and best of journey, sir.
Thank you.
Ji. So next, I happily invite another institution to share its development. The institution is Shiksha Anusandhan University, where the volunteers are so committed. We are meeting volunteers in various meetings at various platforms and observing their commitment. But what is happening at institute level? Let us hear from Dr. Swayam Prabha Satpathy, who is representing the institution for institutional sharing. So welcome you, Satpathy. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Upasana, and a very good evening to all of you. So I'll just share the slide.
Yeah, you can share.
Yes. I hope my slide is visible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. So
Should
a
be
very
audible too.
good evening to all of you once again. And it's a pleasure for us to be an organizing partner for this conference, and a moment of happiness for me to share and represent my university. Of course, I'm co-partnered with Tara Prasanna, who is also a person who is guiding me as well. So, with this, just let me share. And of course, as before I begin, I would say that, there is always a scope for improvement. So whatever we have done till now, so I'll be just, representing that. So we are from Shiksha Anusandhan University, Bhubaneswar, Odisha, eastern part of India. So our content would be about the university, which is in brief, and our UHV journey of Shiksha Anusandhan University. Then we have also represented the UHV cell and structure. So what is the need and vision and implementation of UHV2, UHV activities as social responsibility. And we have also held Eastern Region Conference and another face-to-face UHV2 FTP. And we will be also showcasing a future plan for SIP, minor degree and holistic health. So these are the core members of UHV cell who we are guided by or led by Professor Pradipta Kumar Nanda, Vice Chancellor, SoA deemed to be University. We also have Shri Yukta Prabodh Kumar Panda, Chief Administrative Officer. We have Professor Sitikanta Mishra, Pro Vice Chancellor. We have Professor Manas Kumar Malik, Director. And we also have Professor Jyoti Ranjan Das, Dean Students Welfare, and Professor Renu Sharma, Additional Dean Students Affairs. We have Professor Chinmay Mahapatra, Head of IQAC Cell, Dr. Satish Chaudhary, Member of IQAC Cell, Dr. Tara Prasanna Das, Associate Professor, and me and Dr. Abhinash Mahapatra, Assistant Professor. So these are the core member group, and we strive hard to make this events of UHV happen, so as far as possible. So our journey of UHV was known to SoA for the first time when an AICT-sponsored workshop was conducted at SoA in 2018. So most of the faculty members were suggested to take online workshop in the year 2020 onwards, and initially started with the Faculty of Engineering, that is ITR. Now, before I tell you about ITR, we have many sister concerns, and which includes pharmacy, dental, law, then hotel management, management institutes, +2, and many others. So we started with the engineering faculty. ITR is the Faculty of Engineering. And then which also included as UHV2 in the 4th semester, which is a 3-credit course, which was floated in all branches of engineering from the year 2022. And now it's included in 5 constituent institutes in the first year and second year. Now, these are the number of trained faculty members only at ITR, that is the engineering faculty, but there are others as well. We will be updating soon with more of the numbers. So, so these are certain statistics, which people have done, and who have also volunteering at the national level, and they are also attending weekly meetings, and they are also taking the teaching load for UHV2. And we are also trained in UHV3, some of the faculty members. So now this is a statistical representation, which is about the institute-wise our preparedness. So as I told you that we have many sister concerns as ITR, IBCS is the Management Institute, SPS is the Pharmacy, and so on. We have SHM as Hotel Management, IAS is Agricultural Institute, SNC is Nursing, IMS is Medical, and SNIL is Law. And so we have, but what in the 5 constituent concerns, that is ITR, management, pharmacy, hotel management, and agriculture, we have started our preparedness towards this UHV content, and you can see statistics of the same. And so we had also implemented this UHV2 for students in the last semester. Of course, we are still doing it in the first semester, and we are also doing it in the 4th semester. So which started in April 2022, which was floated for around 1,800 students approximately, and students of second year, and that is 4th semester in all branches of the Faculty of Engineering. And number of students who attended or certified with student development workshops were approximately 10, but now the number has increased. And so we had Professor Dilip Devnath, who is a regional coordinator of Eastern Region, NCCIP AICT, who had visited and interacted with students during the ongoing sessions. And students are also encouraged to attend ESIP follow-up meeting on every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. And there are also student volunteers who are also being prepared and followed up once a month. And here is a student sharing who has after completed the course. So what benefits that he got. So we had few others also, but the file content was very heavy, so it could not be incorporated. So they have something very positive to tell about it. So do I need to share the sharing, or I'll go to the next slide? Okay.
A very good morning to each and every.
Okay. So that was something very encouraging to listen to him, which we will be listening, in details. Well, these are certain faculty responses. These are faculty from various, some are from humanities, some are from economics, some are from management, and some from computer science as well. So they all felt that, this era of globalization and technological development, so people are into war and violence. So in this backdrop, value education plays a role. And let me tell you, these faculty members were quite resistant when we had started with the course. But eventually, while we got a deeper understanding about it, so this was the outcome, and everybody had something substance to learn from this. Like we have Mrs. Anukampa Behera, who says, she's a computer science faculty. And so she says that the reactions that she had while she had some confusions with her family members, it converted into response. And, they together tried to contemplate, and it all was shared well in their living. And she shared many significant changes in her day-to-day life and in her relationships with her in-laws, family members, and also with the students. Now, these are certain student responses. Now, we have many, but we could not incorporate all into this presentation. So this is a boy from computer science, Om Tanay Mishra, who was, whenever we used to interact, and he was very much, he used to always feel that, ma'am, why are we learning this? And it is of no importance to us. It's just something, you are saying something very wishful. But then he could realize that it was something that which was doable. And as he was exposed more and more, he developed a deeper understanding towards it and felt that I have developed right understanding and right feelings. And he also says that it did help me while I was facing the interview during my campus interviews. And he has got a very good job. And then now Smruti, she's also a post final year student. I mean, she's also recruited at Infosys. So she says that I'm grateful for the learning that I got from the course, which was an eye opener towards understanding. It is helping me in developing relationships with my colleagues and associate, which is sometimes unconditional always. So she went on to the extent of saying that there were certain times, we had some confusions with my colleagues. And so had it been earlier, I would have argued more and more. But, after I knew that, no, the intentions are right for each and everyone. So I have to be a little unconditional while I'm working as a team. Now, here is another student as, B. Biswal. Now, why I'm focusing on this particular student is he was a very notorious student when he was in the class. And so gradually he also developed an understanding, and he came to this technical college, as he says, was all about dominating and accessing too much of things without anyone to interfere. So he felt that it was all about freedom. And I could feel that even if I dominated, I made more foes than friends. So I kept on contemplating why this is happening. And when I was exposed to this subject, I felt that I didn't have the understanding of relationship. I realized that if I want respect, I have to respect others as well. I also developed an understanding for being prosperous, which was not something to accumulate wealth. So these are certain very encouraging and, enriching thoughts of our students and faculty. Now, these are the first Eastern Region Conference, which was held for UHV volunteers on 29th April to 1st May 2022 at ITR. So we had total volunteers registered were 79. So total volunteers confirmed were 61 and total volunteers joined were 42. So volunteers from SoA is 10 according to this statistics, but now we have more. So regions participated is almost from the Eastern region. We had many participants from other universities and institutes, and West Bengal, Bihar, Assam, Manipur, Mizoram, Sikkim. And there were also RCs who had participated, that is one. And we also have UCs who had participated were 3. And so these are certain statistics about it. So, and moreover, we could also explore that the campus was with some historical significance, as the city of Bhubaneswar itself is a temple city. So it has a lot of historical significance along with the value education that we give to the students. So we also tried to abide by an ideal routine of circadian rhythm, which was quite new at that point of time. And so, there was also, vegetarian food was served. And as you see, we belong to this Jagannath culture, and we have a lot of, we are very foodie people. So food was also regulated with vegetarian food and with a lot of yoga and training. And we also had our dean who had come forward and was quite involved. And so these are some of the pictures that was of the workshop. I mean, the conference then. Sharmila ma'am had come to as a resource person there, and we see our Dean Students Welfare. We can see our the then Vice Chancellor also there. And we also have our Pro Vice Chancellor. And in one of the photographs to my extreme right, we have the present Vice Chancellor, Professor P.K. Nanda, with us. And the former Vice Chancellor also, and the other faculty members who had participated then. And these are, there was a impact factor survey done by IRMA. And so these are the people who had come from IRMA, and we see our own colleagues, and we see Professor Renu Sharma, we see Professor, our Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, who has also been very actively participating. We see some of the student representatives who are representing and trying to, answer those questions and make a follow-up as to what is being said and done. So the impact study of student induction program and universal human values programs was conducted from 8th June to 14th June 2023 in the phase 1. So as a part of the UHV study, the team was headed by Professor Abhinav Rajvarma, who was the project coordinator, impact assessment of SIP and UHV programs, interacted with the students of first year and second year and faculty members. So it was done at 3 levels of the study, which highlighted below, that were carried out for the 3 groups, that is UHV 1, UHV 2, and faculty development programs during their visit to our organization. So reaction level was done through the questionnaire, learning level was also done through the questionnaire, behavior level through semi-structured one-to-one interview and focus group discussions. So it was, for the first year and second year for the UHV 2, and there were faculty members also who had participated. Apart from students and teachers, they also interacted with the administrator, including the Vice Chancellor during their visit. So these are the future plan, which is a process of our self-development to implement 21 days of SIP at all constituent institutes. As of now, we are with only 5, and so we have a number of sister concerns, which we will be surely looking forward to do, to include a minor degree course on UHV, to include a holistic health course in the curriculum, and a self-funded offline introductory UHV 2 and UHV 3 workshops, which are also planned at SoA, and to develop more facilitators to conduct in-house workshop for staff and students. So to develop our university as a resource center for the UHV related activities. Now with this, I end my representation. So thank you so much for the opportunity. So any comments and suggestions, if any?
Very nice, Swam Prabhaji. In a very short time, your institution has done a lot of mentionable progress. Congratulations to you all. Under the guidance of RCs like Dilip ji and Tara Prasanna ji, I just wish more progress in a sustainable manner in coming future at Shiksha Anusandhan University, Orissa in Eastern region. Now let me invite delegates for their reflections or questions, if any. Please unmute yourself and ask or reflect.
Personally, namaste. Just, I want to add few things in addition to what Swayam ma'am stated. Like recently, with the initiation of SoA, now UHB is going to be implemented with nearby universities which are in Odisha, not only Odisha, in Eastern region itself, like SMIT, Sikkim. And the most fulfilling moment is we have our state affiliated university in the name of Biju Patnaik University of Technology, BPUT. So under which more than 150 colleges are there. So there was a workshop conducted in the last month itself. So where 134 participants attended that workshop, and around 95 colleges were involved. The faculties from 95 colleges were there, and the vice chancellor inaugurated the curriculum where UHV has been implemented. And the vice chancellor are also committed that yes, they are going to conduct workshop, and we are also planning that in future we can conduct some UHV 2 or 8 days workshop kind of thing. So we are putting effort like from the mentor institutes, AKG, SRM, which have been doing quite intensive work in the direction of PHP. So that's the inclusion I want to add with Sundraman. So thank you.
Very nice. Good to hear this additional input from your side, Tara Bhaiya. And we all are together for hand holding. That's very true. So with this motivation only, we are doing this work, which is actually very vast in its range, but very easily we are able to do it in natural way, organically we are doing it. So very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope there is no question further from Shiksha and Sanjan University.
Just one thing to mention here. I'm Upasnaji, am I audible?
Yeah, Supraja ji, most welcome. Please.
Yeah, one thing to mention, as Tarabhai mentioned that he's looking forward for SRM, but I should say that initially SRM, while starting all the programs at SRM, we don't have where to see, what to see, how to start. But we took Tarabhaya's SIP introduction, that introduction he spoke in one of the meeting. That was an inspiration for us to start all in our university. So like ESRM, all the things started because we don't have any model in the Tamil Nadu that time to refer. So those presentation which I listened from all of the senior people, it's how we started here. So you people all are inspiration, Bhaiya. Thanks.
Yeah, this is what UHV platform is for. Everybody complementing each other and helping the globe.
True, but this sharing of means feeling of gratitude, that is also natural. So very, very natural. Thank you.
I'm so happy to mention Upasna ji that one institute in north and one institute in south.
Yes.
Bringing now east and west.
True, Bhaiya. Very true. Thank you.
So north, south, east, west, all are combining together.
Now the means way to go ahead.
True. This is the real way to go ahead. Very nice. So let's move towards individual sharing after institutional sharing. And we have in schedule 3 sharings of Dr. Vanchana Singh ji. Dr. P. Subraja ji is here with us. And G. Mirulalini ji is also here with us for individual sharing. What I see with my experience that these proposals are actually worthy to understand at our own self first. And once we understand, we feel its benefit or its advantage in keeping our imagination peaceful. So that is real advantage. And with that peaceful mind, when we interact in family, in our organization, or in society anywhere, that reflects in form of harmony at every level of our being. But it is very important to mention here that what is coming outside or what is being reflected outside, that is very less in comparison to what qualitative shift we are witnessing inside. So that inside harmony, that is truly cherishable, that is truly appreciable, and we want to cherish it, we want to share it with others too. So let me invite one of my friend, Dr. Vanchana Singh ji. We worked together for a very long period in one organization. She is an expert physicist and active UHV volunteer and an effective resource person also. So I'm inviting without much delay Dr. Vanchana Singh ji for her own reflection and own evolution sharing. Vanchana ji, welcome.
Namaste, Upasana ji, and namaste everyone over here. And every time we collect together to share, it is always an insight which we get more for ourselves. Just to introduce myself, today's focus of my sharing is my family. So I just thought I'll introduce you all to my family because I am right now focusing on this. There's a lot which I want to share, but within the stipulated time, I just wanted to share my bonding with my own daughters. That was the focus today. So just to start with this is my family, my husband, my mother-in-law, and my daughters. And now that both have grown to take up their journeys, they have initiated their independent journeys, what I could gain over these last 7 years of my association with UHV, I'm trying to put forth in minimum possible words and duration. Because as a family, as a mother, being mother of 2 daughters, I always felt a great sense of responsibility to raise them rightly. Raising a generation is a big responsibility. And that was something which was always there within me. And I have been a very thorough academician throughout. So I always set a very high bar for myself. And somehow that incorporated for my children also. So academics was a very central point for me during my own childhood and as I grew up. And somehow it got into my children also. They were very academically oriented always, but my elder one, that's Shubhi, despite being performing exceedingly well, was always very much pressurized. She was always feeling too much of pressure on herself, and I could see those signs from very beginning. In fact, of late I could see the differences, but I'm talking way back. Right now she's 21, but way back when she was just in her KG class, her preparatory class, at that point of time, for once, since I was not very keen on looking into the homeworks and all that, I always tried that the children should take their own responsibility. So I never used to look at their bags, their diaries, or something like that, even when they were in their nursery or prep class. So I was not aware of the fact that the next day my child is having a test. And I thought for a nursery prep class 1, 2, it is very normal. Whatever the students do in the class, that is sufficient for them to take forward as a test or something like that. Anything can be manageable. And she told me in the evening that tomorrow I have a test for 3-letter words. And I could see her crying miserably that she cannot recollect that cat, bat, rat at that point of time. A 5-6-year-old child feeling so miserable. That was the amount of pressure she was putting on herself to prove herself in the class, in front of her friends, in front of her teachers and all that. And that was really shocking for me. But that was the time when I was not associated with UHV. I tried my ways, whatever I could as a mother. I tried to console, I tried to help her out, I tried to take more precautions with her, but I was not finding the real solutions. With my younger one, who is 3 years younger to the elder one, probably since the elder one gave me that experience, I was more relaxed, so I could find her a bit more carefree, not as pressurized as my elder one, but yet academics was always her central point. And very deeply, she also never wanted some kind of setbacks or anything that could go wrong was not acceptable to her. But definitely she was much calm, much composed than the elder one. The moment I started with UHV, my journey actually began in towards the end of 2017 in the form of a formal workshop that I attended. But prior to that, I had these discussions with my colleagues, one of them being Dr. Upasana Mishra ji, another one being Dr. Manishi Mishra ji, who were part of the college group. And we used to sit together and have some meaningful discussions. So some inputs were there with me. But towards the end of 2017, I got this chance to be part of the workshop. And those 8 days were real eye openers for me. For those 8 days, I could sit exclusively with myself, take the proposals, and that reflection, that self exploration within me initiated this journey for me. By the end of 8 days, over there, my first mentor was Gopal Babuji. So with him, I could reflect on so many things, and I could relate to so many proposals. And I started taking those proposals at the level of family. Of course, starting at individual is the first point, and that I did. But since today I'm focusing more on family, so I want to say that I started those little experiments. So the very first concept of respect that touched me a lot, that respect is for all, and respect is right evaluation. Now with that clarity, when I started interacting with my own children, I could see the difference. I could see how this sense of equality, this sense of right evaluation ensures a confidence for them where they can put forth their own idea, their own viewpoint. And it could not happen in a day. I knew that. And it took time. But what I see was, despite not being vocally strict, yet my children were always finding me very strict. Being a teacher throughout, somehow it was there within us that we showed that kind of strictness to our own children, despite not being vocally very obvious about it. And I could see my own children opening to me, putting up their perspective, and getting that back as complementarity. So that was something which was the beginning point. That was the first proposal that I could verify at the level of family, where we are rightly evaluating, not no more on the basis of age, where we could initiate family discussions, where they can equally participate, they can put forth their views. And even if they are putting something which may not be acceptable to us as parents, but then they could find that we have all scope to discuss, and they are given the responsibility to judge it, whether to go ahead with that or not. For example, once my younger one was adamant that I have to go for a trip and I want this much amount of money. So I said, probably you need to check whether you can really take care of yourself, or you still need, because she was just in class 3-4 at that point of time, and she was just saying that you allowed Didi to go in class 6 and you're not allowing me to go now. So I just gave an option to her that you go with your responsibility, we will give you the opportunity. And the next morning she simply says, no mama, no, I'm too afraid of sleeping all alone with the friends, probably I'll wait for another year. So now all these experiences that I could collect, They were really helping me a lot. Another important proposal that I could see was this difference between care and guidance, with this clarity that the other is also a human being like me, and a coexistence of self and body. Now I started becoming more and more conscious of my own interactions. I started being more and more aware. So in every interaction, I could see whether my focus is primarily on the body, or I'm looking at the self also. And this helped me in connecting with them in a much better way. So now our interactions became more and more meaningful. In fact, we could go at length, we could share, they could guide me, I could guide them. So there was a role reversal which was happening every moment, and that helped us in building our own relationships, where they don't see me as putting my own words, my own dictums for them. In fact, they are so open, they can come up, they can share their things, and that too with all the decorums that we have in a normal household, where there is dadi, there is papa, there is mama, and everyone is able to find one's own roles and responsibilities. So with this clarity, and I started towards the end of 2017, and 2020 April gave me another big opportunity in the form of these workshops in the online mode. And I started discussing these proposals with so many faculty members who were part of these online workshops. So with this responsibility on me, it gave an opportunity for my own children to go through these proposals n number of times when I was discussing these proposals. So despite not being part of any workshop directly, during that time, since there were back-to-back workshops, it provided them ample amount of opportunity. And our discussions started becoming more and more common. They started revolving around the right kind of points that we could discuss together. And they were also growing up. By the time they were 12, 14, 15, that was the duration when these proposals were reaching them and they were reflecting within themselves. So this difference between care and guidance that I could ensure helped me a lot. And now that the elder one is 21, part of an esteemed engineering institute, taking up her BTech towards completion, the younger one this year admitted for her medical school, and taking responsibilities on their own, taking their own decisions, that leaves me with a sense of huge satisfaction within me, that as a parent, I have tried to do the best for my own children, and this process is ongoing. It's not that our learning mutually. I am also growing as a parent. I have been a parent only for the last 21 years. So my own journey as a parent is evolving. But what I see is these UHV proposals are helping me a lot in verifying on a day-to-day basis. This lab, which we say that family is our biggest lab, I could actually validate so many things for myself. This feeling of care, feeling of guidance. Then one very important thing that I could see for myself, a remarkable shift. Instead of just focusing towards academic uh, skill set, I started widening my own horizon, and it helped my own children too, which means they also started looking at their own basic aspiration, working for excellence, drifting away from competition. And the same child who was so much pressurized during her class 1 kg class, by the time she came to class 11, 12, I could see her smoothly sailing, even though that is the time when the students are most pressurized. And I could see that shift the day she sat for her IIT advanced exam. I could see that calmness within her. And that really, I find it that I have done something for my child. So this is what I can put. This is what I have got. And I'm really happy for that. Maybe now that both of them have gone, I'm feeling that gap. And this is all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanchana ma'am. Throughout your sharing, I was feeling connected. It was so touching. Not only because we discussed a lot when we were in same institution, but actually right now we are in same phase of life, same experiences we are having. We can say we are sailing in same boat. So as emotional you are, similarly the state is here too. So thank you so much for sharing. And let me ask if others are also willing to reflect. Let me invite others also.
Yeah. Namaste, Didi. It was really heart-touching to hear your sharing, and we can really connect to many things. And my point of view, my query from this sharing, because it's family, nothing personal, but just want to say, like, how did you balance UHV sessions and your family, especially husband, Didi, because they feel like you're giving more time to UHV, you're busy with UHV sessions and all that. So some point, because I personally face that, so I would really like to take a guidance regarding that, because they feel like we are getting more involved with UHV.
This is an ongoing task, Didi. So maybe the next sharing will be focusing on that. It's an ongoing task, and of course we all are trying to meet our ends, and there are times when family holds priority, so we have to take time for family. So last, at least I should say, some 1.5 to 2 months, I was completely engaged with family affairs for the admission process and everything. So my activities over here were at that duration slightly reduced, and now that both of them are taking up their own journey, I know over another couple of months I'll be more free and I'll be sparing more time. So this is an ongoing process, and we need to keep shifting our priorities at times. Family is also very important, and society and nature at all levels, we need to ensure that harmony. So there may be some moments when we may get some kind of perturbations from someone or the other who is very dear to us, and then through UHV we know that it is the other who is right now not able to have the right feeling at the level of imagination and is slightly feeling disturbed. So with that clarity that intention is pure for the other, we are able to take our journeys ahead, and all of us together over here are doing the same every moment. So definitely this journey is for all of us, Didi.
And then I see feelings are not to do something outside. Means it is it is something innate with which we are happy, we are at ease, and with that we are participating outside. So these feelings, to understand these feelings in its essence, actually that is really means meaningful and true pleasure to feel or to experience. Very true, Vanchana ji. Let me invite another individual sharing from P. Supraja ji, Assistant Professor and UHV Coordinator at SRMIST Chennai. This institution is hosting this conference, so she is having a lot of responsibility that way too. But let us hear from her how the institute is emerging as a model of harmony. So you are welcome, Suprajaji.
Namaste, namaste, Upasanadi. And thank you, Vanchana, for I'm happy to listen to your sharing. This is the first time I was listening to your sharing, and that of things I could able to connect throughout what you have shared. It's very nice to hear from you. And Upasnadi, my topic will be from my confusions to the clarity. I have updated to Ilati, probably that wasn't reflected here. So the topic of what I'm going to share is my conclusions to the clarity part. So that was what. Thank you. So namaste to all. Myself Supraja, age 34, and I am working as an associate professor in SRM, Institute of Science and Technology. A little background about myself. I am from the village called Murukambakkum, a very small village in Changalpet, Tamil Nadu. And my family is a very big joint family. Even I am a only daughter. I brought up with a lot of cousins, cousin brothers and sisters. And my family is very authentic and traditional, where boys are given little freedom, but girls are so pampered and protective. Because of this, in my childhood days, I hate being a girl because I was not given a proper freedom. So that was there in my thought. And even though I'm getting everything as a facility in my family, I had a lot of problems and confusions that I felt many times that I'm not comfortable somewhere within, which I wanted to handle, but I don't know the solution, how to get resolve it. So even before the UHV, I should say I tried multiple programs to understand what is my confusion is all about what is this life, what I supposed to do with this life. I'm just busy in killing days every day. I'm just doing something, but I don't know what exactly I wanted to do in my life. I wanted to understand the purpose of my birth and existence, but I couldn't get a proper answer anywhere. So I, with a lot of confusions, I was continuously questioning within me. It was so much of pester, what I'm doing, what I'm doing. So UHV journey gave me a clarity to understand the root cause of my confusions. So in the sharing, I'll put forward some of my confusions and clarity, which I could able to see and come out of it. So one of my confusion is, what is this happiness and prosperity? I thought I cannot be happy by myself because it also depends from everyone around me. Sometime to make the other person's happy, I think I should compromise my happiness and I should mask myself that I am happy and I should act as a positive person around. So I did all these. After going through UHV proposals and few experiments I have done, UHV taught me the true meaning of happiness and prosperity for the first time. Previously, I thought having more money, I will be more happier. But right from my childhood, I have it, but still I was not happier. And I tried a lot of best dress collections and varieties of sandal collections, unique jewelry collections. So after going through this proposal, I personally went and checked every collection of mine, and I was asking myself why I had it. Then I tried to see that I just want to draw attention and expecting the people to accept me as a special person. So just want to keep myself happy by getting this attention. So this UHV helped me to understand the need of the physical facility is limited and is just to fulfill the need of the body. And later I started seeing the purpose of every single thing which I have, the cloth to cover the body, and which is required very limited. And but the one I got is just to create a jealousy and to draw an attention from others. And I am the one who connecting this cloth with the respect and creating a more confusion and accumulating more. So this first proposal, after understanding the proposal on the prosperity, without adding anything to my wardrobe at my home, I just felt I have more. I have more than what I need. So now I started sharing as well and stopped that accumulation part completely. So this was my first confusion and the clarity which I got cleared. And later, slowly exploring to the proposal of this right understanding, I got to see that till date a lot of misunderstanding and assumptions I was been through. So this right understanding helped me to get the understanding about the materials and the purpose, as I said earlier. Understood what is the cloth is just to protect my body and what is the bag is just to carry, but I am the one who is using to get a respect. And most important proposal, which really helped me to understand the answer for my existence, which I had a long time question is, I'm not just a body. So this helped me. Till date, my focus was only on the body appearance and the materials associated to it. first time I felt, yes, I am a conscious unit. And this proposal helped me to reduce a lot of my fear. I had a lot of fear. The first fear is a fear of death. So losing my body and losing my favorite people around me. But now I could see, but this body cannot be continuous. And being a childless mother, I had a fear of my last days that I have no child to take care of me. But now I got a clarity that I am the one who is confusing this role associated associated with the relationship, and fear of aging, losing my youth, beauty. All these has been reduced. That I could understand this is just a process of growth, and fear of disease, I could say, because I've been admitted in a hospital for many times. So now I could able to see the body has an exposure to the environment, and the chances of disease is possible, but I don't have a control of the environment around, at least right now. I can work on my health and have a self-regulation towards the body, but chances of disease also happens. Understanding this, my fear of infecting disease has been totally reduced. Also, my fear of OCD problem has reduced drastically. Earlier, I never touched many things. I feel it's so dirty, and I never touch tables in the restaurant. I'm obsessed to every material around, and I never touch people as well, thinking that they may be dirty. So see how much kind of preconditioning I have been. Slowly, I started understanding that body is a material, and such kind of fears has got reduced. And I had a fear of losing materials which I was emotionally connected with, some memories, and I felt so valuable with some materials. So when I miss it, or if it could break, I used to feel low, depressed. So understanding that I can rightly utilize some material, but it cannot travel with me continuously. So like this, many of undesirable desires I had and a lot of fears I had, which got settled in this journey because of the one term called right understanding. And if I talk about my health, as for the past many years, I was very tired, sick, and suffered with a lot of hospitalization. Even sometime I never showed that I'm sick to even to my even to my husband or my parents. I never said. I try to take care of myself. But now I understand the problem is not just in the body, but also because of the lack of self-regulation. I have taken it very granted, my body. I slept late, no proper sleep. If there is some work, I will skip food and just run behind the work. Now I started questioning me whenever I skip food, and I observe that I just do the work to get a favorable feeling of appreciation from others. For that, I'm compromising my health. So little awareness now on this, and I'm taking care of proper food, hydration, and trying on nutrition food over the tasty, some breathing exercise, but still long way to go in this direction. And next important proposal where I got little clarity is understanding relationship. I felt my major weakness is expecting the favorable feeling from others. I always wanted to others to accept me, understand me. I had a lot of complaints with my father is not understanding me and giving a freedom. My mother is overfeeding me. Why can't she understand that I don't like eating often? And I had a lot of complaint with my husband that he's not understanding, not loving. He's trying to give some facilities and expecting me to fulfill with it. So these complaints with almost every single people whom I'm connecting with, I'm expressing or not expressing, but all these things are within me. When things won't happen favorable to me, I'll just sit alone and I'll cry. I isolate myself. I never show much to people, but I sit alone. I'll started crying and stuck with my own random thoughts. And sometimes it leads to the lot of suicidal thoughts, I could say, but I don't know the way to die without pain. That is where I stopped. So that the fear of painless death is again stuck. So UHV proposal really helped me to understand my lack of competency of having the right feeling within me and expecting the favorable feeling from others. Slowly, I understood my understanding about the relationship itself were wrong. Most of the time, the problem is because of my own assumptions. And this concept of trust, it got striked every time when I fight. It is because of I am the doubting the intention of the other. But I should say I have a complaint about my husband that he's not accepting my family members are not moving comfortable with them. But then I realized I also don't have an acceptance to his family, but I never doubted my intention. Where I doubt in his intention that he always wants to irritate me, like behaving like this. So now I started comparing my intention with his intention and intention of everyone, and I felt it's so pure, and the ability is not there for me also to keep myself happy and for others also to keep me happy. The ability part is missing. So I started seeing my competency of expecting the favorable feeling from other is also there. I need to work. And few instances to quote, I am a very egotic person to say sorry, but after this UHV, I went and say sorry to many people whom I didn't talk for years and months because of some fights and misunderstanding. And because I don't want to carry that baggage whenever I see them. So now, by now, I felt they also have a pure intention. They are lacking right understanding and right feeling just like me. So dropping those incidents, grudges has brought some comfortableness within me. Because I feel those incidents has happened only once in a life, but I am one who crying for years and years. So I started trusting my father. My mama intention is not to overfeed me. And like this, one another thing shaken to me is feeling of respect, I should say, because I always over evaluate myself that I am the best. I feel I know everything and I want to show that I know everything to the people around me. That is a major reason I under evaluate many people, and I never seen other people as similar to me. Even now, I sometimes over evaluate and I'm getting aware of it at least. The more focus on my body to get the respect earlier, and I look at the other person appearance also before I talk. I will not talk to the people just by random. I'll just look at from top to bottom, and I never touch others considering their age, appearance. I had a gender bias, I had a caste feelings. I have moved with the people around based on their differences. And I wanted to get into higher position thinking that that is a respect. All these preconditions are so strong within me. So when I understood the proposal, the feeling of respect, I could able to see what I am doing till later is a differentiation. And it's just operating from the level of the body. By understanding the respect is for the self, it has helped me to see the complementarities. I really laughed at all my mistakes and I felt life is so simple. I'm the one who made it so complicated, seeing all the differences because of my misunderstanding. But still, I'm exploring this part. So understanding the whole existence in the form of coexistence is helping me to discover the answers and the purpose of my existence. So as to summarize, I could say the whole UHV journey of mine was really not easy because it's showing me my mistake. I couldn't able to accept that I am wrong. I am carrying this much of conditions within me. I thought I understood everything initially, but slowly when I'm observing, I could reflect that I'm understanding few things, but it is not reflecting in my living continuously. I am just making an effort. So, and it requires a lot of effort. So this 2 years, I could see a lot of accumulations in the form of preconditioning in myself, as well as in the form of materials I have. So at least now I'm comfortable. I got to know the direction, the clarity where I want to be. So whenever I am unhappy, I could notice that I'm operating from outside, take a pass, get a guidance from natural acceptance. Just initiate the dialogue, what I want to be, and see the shift. Even today, I had a small problem with Sumati Didi, a coordination problem in SR. Immediately, I got irritated why she's not understanding. Then a pass and ask, Supraja, what you want? Feeling of relationship. Immediately, relationship was the answer. Then I said, Sumati Didi, can we work on this? So that awareness at least is there. I couldn't say that it is not happening, the irritation, but it is happening. But immediately there is an awareness. Supraja, this is not what you want. So best thing the UHV gave me is to aware the guru within me. So this is the process. I'm getting clarity over all my confusions and I'm becoming better than before. I could definitely say a lot of complaints earlier is now become to the compliments. A lot of blame with other person. Now I can see all the blessings I have. And earlier I could see the problems only I will talk. Now I started talking the possibilities of development. and random thoughts were disturbed me earlier. Now it is self-organized, and lot of expectation of favorable feeling from others. Now the focus is to develop a feeling within me for others. That is the main focus. So I could say nothing has changed in my outer world, but I could see a lot of change within myself, and it's still in a progress. I'm still putting an effort to understand myself. Through that, I can understand this whole existence. So this development is happening in a own phase. I'm not in any hurry or hurry, but just it's happening, and I'm enjoying this whole development process. So now I'm trying to understand one truth, the truth to be seen as a realization, and understand the love relationship and live it through my behavior. That is truth, love, and compassion. So people around me are start observing a little change in my behavior, which with this way I can able to reach and participate with my family, department, university, and help them also to develop with the clarity of understanding. They are not only listening to what I say, but they're also observing, and that is helping me also to focus where should I work. So I sincerely, uh, my sincere gratitude towards all my mentors and co-explorers who are helping me in this journey of development. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Supraja ji. Again, a very relatable and sentimental sharing. Truly, when we experience shift from confusion to clarity, that is something very purposeful, and it gives satisfaction within. So many of the UHV proposals you explored for your own clarity, and you shared that you are evolving at the level of understanding gradually. Although, as you said, it's a long journey, and my good wishes to you.
Thank you.
Thanks once again. We are running short of time. That's why now I invite G. Mirulalini Ji to share her views, how she is observing UHV proposals, helping her in her individual family life or in her professional performances. So let me invite Mirulalini Ji. Welcome, Mirulalini Ji.
Good evening. So it's very nice hearing everybody sharing. So there's lack of time. I'll just start straight away. So just a small intro about myself. I am a doctor by profession, anesthesiologist, and an SRM university. And I am into this UHV journey for the past 2 years. So before UHV, looking back, I realized that for a long time I was feeling deeply discontented without knowing exactly why I was feeling so. So on the outside, I had everything I needed, but still there was this feeling of constant discontent and unhappiness. So in my first UHV workshop, I heard this proposal that continuous happiness requires not just physical facility, but also fulfilling relationships with right feelings and right understanding. So this resonated so much with me and made me very curious to explore further because I'm very weak in this relationship part. So one of the areas I began to explore was relationships, particularly this proposal on the feeling of trust. They say that all human beings are the same at the level of intentions and only differ at their competency level. So, as I started reflecting on my life, it became very clear to me that I had no trust on anyone and that I had built a wall around myself. I wasn't letting anybody truly close to me, and I assumed that I was different from others and that isolating myself would protect me emotionally. So, even with my close relatives like my parents, my sister, but even after marriage with my husband also, I was holding back and I never expressed my true feelings because I feared like how the other might respond and if I feared that if their response would hurt me. But after attending UHV workshop and especially going through after that morning UHV sessions, I came to understand that this lack of fulfilling relationships was the real source of my discontentment. So initially, it was difficult for me to understand this fully. So in one of the UHV workshops in the session on trust, I remember being asked, "Do you want to make others happy?" And my immediate response was a big no. I thought, why should I make others happy when they don't seem to care about making me happy? So this thought stayed with me for months together, and it didn't change right away. But as I continued attending this UHV morning session, something inside me started to shift. I became more aware of my thoughts and expectations. But I realized that I had been placing all my expectations on others, expecting them to do things and make me happy. And then when the things don't happen as I expected, I started feeling upset and all. And then my thoughts were constantly focused on how lonely this life felt, how nobody could be counted upon, how I had to travel this journey very alone and all these things. But during this exercises given in the morning session, I started observing my desires also, in addition to my thoughts and expectations. And I discovered that my deepest desire was not just to receive happiness, but also to share that happiness from within me. So even this small realization, it brought such an immense sense of peace and satisfaction inside. But still, on the outside, it was not easy to translate this inner clarity into action in my daily life. Because after believing that life was very lonely for long years and all these things, I wasn't able to implement it. Because people will say that I have changed suddenly. I felt very shy about it, so I didn't do anything about it. But after 6 months into this journey of self exploration, one day I made a very conscious decision to explore this deep desire to spread happiness, to be happy within and to spread that happiness because it was giving me so much of inner peace. So I wanted to experientially validate what I had realized through my natural acceptance that all human beings are same at the level of intentions and want to make others happy. So I started with my workplace where I felt more comfortable because I hadn't expressed my anger or irritation there in the workplace. So it seemed like a safe place to begin with. I decided to make a sincere effort to remember every time that at the level of intention, all human beings are the same. I used to keep reminding myself that others too had the intention of making me happy every day. So, with this in mind, I started interacting with my colleagues and patients. And previously, I would often, fake a smile and engage in conversations because it was expected of me. But after this, I began to genuinely listen to people, and I stopped worrying so much, like how I would appear or what I should say. Instead, found myself, fully present when others were speaking to me, and when they expressed their joy, I felt really happy within, and they were telling some of their griefs, I started feeling too concerned for them. And I found that I was no longer needed to search for right words to reply. So everything flowed naturally from the heart. And I stopped focusing on what others thought of me. Instead, I started thinking about what I could do to be of an assistance to them. So, what began as a very conscious effort from me slowly turned into a natural habit. But all these things, it took me more than a year to accomplish. But I've been able to do it. So, where I had once been apprehensive about speaking to anyone, now I find it very natural and fulfilling to have this deep connections with people. And now, as I observe my thoughts, I'm realizing that over time, my expectations from others have drastically reduced. And instead of focusing on others, like what they could do to make me happy, my thoughts have shifted to how I could contribute to their happiness. And my desire to spread happiness has become much brighter, that deep desire, because now all these layers of preconditionings and sensations about this doubts and this loneliness have all been taken away by this self exploration and being self aware, observing all these things. So I would say this entire every proposal in UHV, I often feel like it was made for me only. So it is just for this sharing session. I just took one proposal on trust and intentions to share. But if I am given time, I can keep talking about every proposal and how it has changed my life. So now that I should truly say what has been haunting me for over decades and decades of my life, this sense of loneliness has totally gone from me now, and there's this deep sense of satisfaction and contentment in my life now. So, yes, thank you.
Thank you, Vrilangi. Thank you so much for your sharing your experiences. Seeing thoughts behind our each conduct outside and making it aligned with right understanding, that is actually a step towards harmony and happiness, as you said. And morning exercises are truly helpful in this particular direction. And it is matter of actually sanskar parimarjan, which is in depth taken, means a deep rooted sanskar that is there within. है ना? So this sanskar parimarjan or improvisation in sanskar, that is going to take time. So state is same with all of us. We all are in journey. That's why we all are here for everyone's, means each other's hand holding. And as Ms. Suprajit ji is also expressing her heartfelt gratitude for everyone. Even we all are experiencing this feeling of gratitude for everyone, and to be complimentary in this journey of knowing, and knowing, uh, knowing the feelings in its real sense, and means reflecting outside in a fulfilling manner, and being complimentary to each other. So this is really a pleasuresome journey. We all are enjoying it truly. So if any reflection from anyone's side, we can hear from anyone of us if there is any reflection or question.
Yeah.
Or appreciation. Because
Am
the
I
whole
audible?
session was very, very interesting to listen. Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, Bhaiya. Please.
Listening Milanity is unique. So I just had a question that being into the medical profession and you know looking at the all bodily things, how do you see the proposal of the human being as a coexistence of self and body? And probably when you might have attended this workshop for the first time, how did you see that time and how are you exploring that thing? If you can put some light on this, being a medical professional, just to know.
When I first attended this workshop, I didn't understand a word about what they are meaning by self. For 6 months, I was running around because we attended the workshop and we were given this task of taking this UHV as a value-added course for MBBS students. So the very first proposal is human being is a coexistence of self and body. And I didn't understand what self is. I was running about here and there asking everyone, what is self, what is self, what is self. And luckily, two people helped me. One is Supraja, she's here, and one more is Dr. Satyanarayanan, sir. He is also from medical side. He is UHV chairperson, and he is already into this practices of self-awareness. So they guided me. They told me so and so, and then one another thing, we started doing this morning sessions very seriously, rigorously, routinely. I started doing this. So when I started observing, one day what I felt was like in morning sessions they say, observe your thoughts, observe your thoughts. So one day when I was doing it, what happened? Uh, I felt a difference. So when I was thinking, there used to be some agitation, some disturbance, and some energy expenditure. But at the same time, there was also a stillness behind that thinking. That was telling me that you are thinking now. So, and then I used to ask Sharmila ji, I used to ask Umesh Bhai also. So, what is this? There two things are happening at the same time while I'm observing. One is I'm thinking, and one is some deep calmness and stillness that is telling me that I am thinking. But that telling part is very still, not taking off any of my energy. It is there, what is that? And they said, okay, so now you have understood what self is. That is your self, they told me. So then I should say it is only through my observations and experiencing it on my own. I now accept that human beings are coexistence of self and body. But before that, I used to think by self, what everyone meant was it was just the emotional aspect, the mental aspect. Now I understand that that is also a part of self in addition to that higher consciousness unit also. So for me, because of my personal experiences, I'm able to accept this.
And in this regard, your discussion on the health session, particularly about the psychological issue, was quite appreciable and it was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
you. Personally, with your permission, I will just add one point.
Yeah,
Mirula,
sure. We are just concluding. Actually, just wish to thanks all for sharing your inputs. We'll compile it and submit for further assessment. And let's leave this session jointly, making upload, making camera on, let's clap for each other and join further session. Half an hour
Yeah,
after.
one line from Supraja, let her complete one line. Then we can
I was just telling Mirlani, she's like a robot before we see in an UHV. She just go, she put a mask in every patient and make them not to speak. Anesthesia department. So when we all started talking each other like a relationship, she felt like what all dead bodies have started speaking. So from there, from seeing the robots to now really with the relationship, we could see the huge transformation in her, like seeing every one of us like a relative. And we have the UHV doctor. Every time there is a problem for any UHV people in a college, I will definitely call Miralini. Miralini, come, one dead body has gone for
Very
you.
nice, very nice.
So this is how the whole team has grown. So happy to have my own people here. Thank you so much.
Very nice. Best wishes to all. We'll see again in another session. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining it.